today. My name is Dayo Popola, and if you've seen the flyer, I'm the only one without a title. That's because I'm just bringing violence today. And I'm really excited to be moderating this session with two amazing workers. And interesting enough, I've had the opportunity to interact and work with both of them at different times. And they are very, 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 very hard workers and professional people as well. So I'll start with Mariam. Mariam, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, good afternoon. Happy Workers' Day, happy new month, happy restful day. My name is Mariam Yunus, head of products currently at Syndicate, ex ULesson, ex Summitech, ex a lot of things. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to put Dayo on the hot seat, even though it looks like it's the other way around. And I look forward to getting to meet everyone. For me, this has been a long time coming. And I know I once told Tayo that I wanted to be in person so that when we're having the conversation, I can look at every one of you in the face. But I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Mariam. I mean, you can give it back to me as well. But I am bringing violence. I promise you. That's what I'm bringing today. Anita, please introduce yourself.
Hi guys, that was a very interesting. That's a very interesting introduction. Hi guys, my name is Anita Iboigbe. I am the Chief Operating Officer of Tekaba Media. Most of you here know us because of Tekaba, and then Tayo, please. And then there are some people who know us because of Zikoko. So Bikaba Media has the Coco. We also have Tekaba Media, Tekaba. Those are the publications, but we also then do a lot of data work through TC Insights and Kaba Creative. And it's just like this big ball of energy of creatives and business people and salespeople, and who are my bosses, to be honest. And just a lot of an interesting mix, really. And I'm really excited to be here because I want to hear from everyone if everybody has a chance to speak, but also because Dayo is the one leading this, and Dayo is a very funny person. So I'm also here to laugh and enjoy Workers' Day as well. So very excited to be here. Thank you, guys.
So just to add to Anita's introduction, many of you know them because they've written about your startup in a very bad light. They've dragged you people
Hello.
across Obasanjo's internet. That's why
Sorry?
you know them. Yeah,
Sorry.
You've dragged your
I
startup.
mean, we're just speaking truth to power, you know. That's what it's about.
Whatever you call it, you drag them. But yeah, I'm really excited to be here. I really just want to start with violence, you know. I don't want us to just calm down at all. Let's just start with violence. And I want to ask Mariam first. Let's go with Mariam first, and we'll come to Anita. No, let's start with Anita actually. Then we'll come to Mariam. Anita, so revenue facing, right? Sales, customer success, marketing, you know, which of them do you have a problem with the most? Like, which of them give you issues the most? Like, which of them are the most stressful to deal with?
Oh my God. I think so. It's a love-hate relationship with sales, right? Because I feel like sales is super hard, and the times that I have sold stuff, I wish that I did not have to do it. It feels like prostitution, for lack of a better description. And every time, and I can imagine like just the idea of going in front of a person and saying, hey, I know we're eating food, but no, don't look at the food we're eating. Look at the thing that I'm trying to tell you that I'm not telling you. And bringing me your money, remove your money from your pocket. Do it now, do it now. And it's almost like we're doing foreplay. Or yeah, remove your clothes. Or yeah, let's. So I can get that could be. I can get that could be very invasive, and that could be a lot of stress. And that's why perhaps like in the middle of all of it, like salespeople, you know how men make promises in the middle of sex, like salespeople make a lot of promises, and they then come back to you and they say like, by the way, sorry, what's
Please continue.
And they're like, by the way, when I was sending to this person, I promised XYZ, and you're like, but we don't have that. Why did you have to say that? And I guess I would just have to have that now. And it's very reminiscent of men. So those are the people I have problems with. But I understand why it has to be done. Like I said, we need the money. They've seen the opportunity. I think in a lot of ways, like sales drives product in that sense, where you then kind of have to really think through how a product is evolving. And I guess, sorry, maybe that's why we have a lot of problems, because a lot of product problems kind of emanate from sales. The fact that one person needed a feature or they needed a product one time that you were trying to get them to sell it to you does not mean that we then have to build it as a thing in perpetuity, because other people may not need it. And so you then have to do that dance in the executive office of, is this thing worth building because this person needs it one time and this salesperson has gone to promise this, versus is that enough reasons, that compelling reason enough for you to add this feature or for you to introduce this product or whatever it is. So yeah, that's what I have to say.
Anita, my people
apologies to the people who was this was not
my people want to see your face.
Sorry, I cannot see my face. I have internet issues, but even if I didn't have internet issues, I'm more honest like this, guys. Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll take honesty, guys. Anita, so I mean, now listening to you say this, I think I understand you a little better. So last year I tried to sell something to Anita, and in my first line, and I said, "Oh, it's a different person." That's what the last person said. Well, okay. So I think that she just has distrust for last salespeople. And I was in that conversation. He didn't even help me. He just said, Anita was like, "No, that's what the last person said." That is the same thing. No, it was not me. I didn't sell to her. I was trying to sell. But I mean, but I used to be a salesperson. I'm not a salesperson anymore. So I'm retired now.
What do you mean you used to?
I don't.
You promised right at the middle of it, and now she's using this to.
Let's go to Mariam. Mariam, what department do you have the most problem with? And Mariam, for transparency reasons, don't you think that you should let people know that you used to be a salesperson? Yeah, one of us. Mariam used to be a B2B salesperson.
Hold on. You cannot rope me. You cannot settle it for me. It's not here. But you said, who do I have problems with between sales and who?
Sales, marketing, customer success.
All of you are the same. You are a headache. The only people I more or less have problem with the most is sales. And I noticed that Dayo now turned his camera off when I was talking, because it's the one that started my problem with sales. I think for me as product, sales was the biggest challenge. It was the biggest mountain that I did not know how to climb. Yes, Dayo, I want to be looking at you as I'm saying it, because I'm talking to you directly, and Dayo, the two of you. Then add Godwin to the mix and Uche. I'm going to give it PG-13, right? I'm not as bold as Anita, but I think the first problem was selling product that doesn't even exist and giving unrealistic timeline. I have seen these guys go to the market and sell this feature that does not exist. They will tell the client, no, our product team is working on it right now. It will be ready in 3 months. And then they come back to me. They will never tell me in the day they said it. After a month, maybe during management meeting, when the target is not targeting. Oh, Mariam, you see this client, they cannot renew because of this thing. And you guys have to make it happen. And you can see Dayo twisting his neck. He's one of them. And this Dayo too. And then you come back, you start hearing, oh, it is because of this that this client is not going to commit. It is because of this client is not going to do anything. And then it is not even on my radar. It is not even on my roadmap. I have to now start figuring it out. And company owners, right? The business owners want to hear, they don't want anything that would impact revenue, no matter how we twist it or turn it. And then, Mariam, you have to make it happen. And then I am in the middle of the business, the technical aspect, and the product. And I have to I'm always strategically confused. I think that's the right word. I know we need to do this, but I am in the middle of what is not achievable, what is feasible, and pleasing our customers. And the people that always put me there every week is salespeople. Customer experience team, I love them because they help me get to my customers faster. Although sometimes whenever they're dealing with angry customers, they can lie through their teeth to survive. I think Uche has been here. When they're saying, oh man, no, that feature, it should be working. It was working. I was testing it right now. And then they come to my office. I'm like, Mariam, this is not working now. I was just lying through my teeth. How can we make this work? And I'm like, bro, this feature is not ready for launch. Why are you lying? But the thing is, they are the frontliners. That's the way I call them. And they tend to help us try to take all the heat and ensure we're selling. But the interesting thing about the mix of them is with salespeople, I have seen the way, like Anita has actually said everything what you guys represent. Salespeople are like cheating men. They have different innuendos and different propaganda for different women. The clients in this case are the women. And they will use any sweet mouth to get the deal, including promising heaven and earth. And they will then go and, oh, we are working on it. There was a slight delay in the plan. We want to give you double what you promised, 2x that will check your performance, this, that. But one of the things I've also seen that is very interesting about them is there are ways that they will sell a product that, okay, you will build a product of this is the way it should work. Then you see salespeople go to the market and sell it in another way. And you have to make it work. Now, there's a difference between building a product and customers use it a different way than salespeople selling it another way, right? We're building an EdTech product that is not built for B2B. Then I see someone, these two people that are looking at me, telling me to B2B people, telling them there's a skills dashboard in the pipeline, telling them there is performance matrix that they can integrate into their LMS. And I'm like, how are these people buying this Lamba? Because I know I'm not going to buy it. But working with them, I've got to see different people, different customers use one product that you built for one thing to do different actions up to Z. And then that is something that I do not take away from you guys. And like Dayo said, I have experience selling things, but I don't think I have sales experience. I have sweet mouth. I can sell service. I can sell product here. But you see, all of you here, you guys are the real MVP. But please, let's tone down the lie. Let's tone it down. Please. Thank you.
So now she's attacked sales, and salespeople, they've paid me, even though I'm not a salesperson, they've paid me to basically come back at you, So
Dayo has been doing you more. I don't know if you saw.
Next question is for you. She's trying to make salespeople happy by saying that you guys are the real MVP. It's a lie. The point of this conversation is, what do you people say when salespeople are not in the room? But we'll get there. But the next question is, when a product fails in the market, whose fault is it? Is it product? Is it sales? Mariam, let's start with you. This one, we're going to open it up for voting as well. So Bukhari, if you can please set up a poll. But whose fault is it when a product fails in the market? And again, this question, there is no middle. You have to put the blame on one party. Is it sales? Is it marketing? Is it product? Whose fault is it when a product fails in the market?
Okay. There are different aspects of product failing in the market. Is it that the product did not meet the fit, or a particular feature is not working? Like the product is not working. What do you mean by fail?
Revenue is not coming in. Whatever is wrong, the revenue is not coming in.
Okay, I think for this case, I think it's both, but because I'm a biased product manager, I'll say it's product. And here is why. One of the things that I learned in the course of my career is, even though I'm building this product, I should also understand how does the company make money, right? Even if you're building a product for non-profit, there are ways that even non-profit organizations make money. And I've also learned that understanding how that product, right, is sold and who to sell to is very important. We call it the 3 W's: who, why, what, right? What is the product I'm building? Who am I building for? Why am I building it? Who am I building it for? If you can do this, and if you notice right now, product managers are beginning to take over user personas, right? And building it so that sales, when we tell that this to sales now and say, guys, these people who are building this product for, If you go out there and go and start, if I build this product for Gen Z, and you are starting selling to boomers, you are on your own, right? So we are beginning to get more involved in the conversation, right? Yes, salespeople, you have lied to your customer and sold it to them, and they are chasing you. That's on you. But if the product fails, right, it's because probably you didn't do your research very well. You didn't ascertain your market fit. You didn't build what the customer wants, right? You didn't do a proper research. But if the product fails, trust me, that is like killing a baby for a product manager. Our products are our baby. So when it fails, it is us that gets the blame first, even before the engineers. So I think it's a product manager.
Interesting.
You can come at me. I dare you guys.
And Anita, do you agree?
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
See, if I was not in the sales meeting, I'd say it's product. So I'm in the sales meeting, so I'm going to say sales. See, this is how this thing works. This is what we say when you're not in the room. You go to the meeting and you say who the fault is on. It's like it's really that simple. But it's a simple thing. I want to take us to the process for I want to take us to the process of like just equipping teams to engage with buyers and to close deals. And that's sales enablement. It's not called product enablement. It's called sales enablement, right? And it's important that we start there. And it's the crux of everything that we're looking at. Mariam has said a lot, so I'm not going to repeat what she has said. I'm just going to say this. I think maybe this is a geographical issue, but salespeople usually are very focused on immediate cash, that they don't work with you enough for like consistent like cash flow. So what that means is, oh, I want to close the deal now. So I'm either selling to the wrong person because that's the person that has the money to give me currently, or I'm either just explaining the product wrong.
For the people at the back. Loud it. Please say that again, Anita. They did not hear it at the back. Loud.
Anita,
Oh my God.
Anita,
Dayo Pele.
if you easy do them now. Like
I've done
if
it.
you easy
There,
do
But
am
you know
now.
I have done it, Dayo. So
Yes, I
tell me
have done it.
failed.
This
I
is
have
also
done
the
it.
problem, Dayo. You brought two women who have done it, right? So sorry.
Who are
Give
doing
me a
it?
doctor,
You
so-
promised
Who are
someone love
doing
in
it?
the middle of sex before, Anita.
Well, if you want me to consider the analogy, I can keep going. I'm from like not even trying to be crazy.
Please continue.
But yeah, so the thing is, so I have somebody who is buying the thing now, so I'm selling to that person. I have somebody who wants a different feature that I know we don't have, so I'm doing that. So we've done all that dance, right? But there isn't a lot of thinking about like what does this turn into, and that's where salespeople become investigators. And my favorite kind of salespeople are salespeople that are also product investigators, right? Who go into the market and say, "Hey, this is the feedback we're getting, and let's aggregate that feedback." And you do need to have a very strong sales enablement process for that to happen. Where salespeople, now let me help you guys, can trust that when they bring the feedback in-house, it can be properly aggregated and it can be acted on. So that's usually the thing. So when a product fails, you have to think about it from the perspective of, and for me, product failing only has one meaning, is that it did not make money. All the other everybody is doing, all the other talk. Else, like did the product make money? No. So it failed. Let's move on. You did reach the right people. If you reach the right people, they will pay for it. You won't have to talk too much about it. But we do need to drum as much as possible into the minds of salespeople that, guys, it's not, I know you have a target for now, but as you are chasing that target, it's important that you're thinking about this thing as an entire vehicle. And every part of that vehicle has to work properly for the vehicle to, function well. So how do you become a team member in this process such that because you have gone out there, we have more information to work with, we have more things to build the product with, and we can even better price. So sometimes the product can be overpriced, sometimes it's underpriced, sometimes you're pricing the wrong things. All of these things, we won't know. You're the one going to do the foreplay with the clients. Just come back and give us feedback,
Anita, do you listen to the feedback? Say, no, you people cannot sell.
I mean, sometimes you people cannot sell, but that's besides the point, right? Let's not mistake one for the other. Sometimes you can't sell, but I also think it's a sales leader, and I'm saying that here because everybody here seems to be a sales leader. It's a sales leader thing. You get to a point in leadership that if you cannot make the stakeholders listen, you shouldn't be there. I'm so sorry. Like if consistently, actually for the most important piece of the pie, you can't make people listen. That no, but everybody who is in business wants to make more money, right?
Yeah.
And so if you are figuring out a way for all the stakeholders to meet, and if you're actually treating sales enablement as a process, then what happens is that you're saying this is a window and this is a pipeline to making more money that we perhaps haven't considered or we have considered wrongly in the past. Now, how do we get there? All of that is part of the leadership. And I think a lot of sales leaders, sometimes you think that you're a sales leader because you are the one closing the biggest deals. But it goes beyond that, is that you are mirroring for your people and for the organization what it means to have sales as an actual function within the business. Yeah, so that's me.
Yeah, and to also answer what Dayo was saying on when they give us feedback, do we listen? It depends on how you're giving the feedback. If you're giving me the feedback and telling me this is the reason I'm not closing deals, that is not feedback. If you're telling me this is the reason this product is not performing, that is not enough feedback before Tayo wants to enter this screen to bite me. If there's a way you provide feedback that is both quantitative and qualitative, right? It's not enough that you're not closing deals. Why are we not closing deals? Why are people not buying this, right? It is not, oh, I can't sell this product because I don't have this feature. The one we have, we did a research before we built it. Why can't you sell that, right? How are you doing the feedback? It is not being just emotionally or making, when target is holding you on chokehold, they are not saying, oh, Mariam, you need to build this thing. This thing is not working. That is not feedback. We have to find a way whereby we can provide ourselves with quantitative and qualitative feedback that moves the needle, that moves the product from point A to point B, or where it wants to. Your mic will not work, Dayo. I am not done. Not just acting with emotion and the fact that you did not meet your target. If I did not do product for you, what will you say? So that's just, I just want to add to what Anita is saying. And FYI, I found a new best friend here. Anita will become best buddies. Let's just go body.
Mariam, I'm sorry. Is it because we don't put it in slides and put it in Figma? Is that why it's not constructive enough?
You know what I mean, Dayo.
You know what I mean. Mariam, have you ever shipped a shitty product? And before you answer this question, have you ever shipped a shitty product that in your heart you know that this thing does not work, but you expect those people to sell it?
Dayo, if it's not condition that make repeat bend, why are you shipping a shitty product?
No. Let me finish my point before. Knowing that we work together, have you ever shipped a shitty product?
No. Freedom of
I told you I'm here for violence. I'm here for violence. Wait, let me finish my question. No, your mic too will not work. Have you, with information, knowing and reflecting that me and you, we have worked together in the past for many years, on more than one project. Have you or have you not shipped a shitty product that in your mind, even in testing, you knew that this product does not work, but you expected revenue from it?
Mariam, don't answer that. That's a trap.
I refuse to answer on the grounds that it might incriminate me. Thank you very much. However, I have never built building is different. I have never outrightly signed off a shitty product for any salespeople to sell. I have built MVPs. I have built POCs that are not products, that we are still in testing, that you people carried, even though I told you it is in testing and went to be selling. But there is nothing shitty in products. Every product evolves. But if you not carry product, I never tell you and say you don't ready, you can't carry and go market, go to sell. That's on you. So that's the answer to my question. Anita, did I do just that?
Anita will come to you.
You did well, because thank you for bringing that up. Because sometimes salespeople come and tell you, I sold this, and you're like, we have that. When?
Anita.
Imagine,
Anita,
hold
before
on,
we
before
come
you
to
go,
you,
sorry, you
Anita,
got this whole fire.
Mariam, I want your video back. I want your video.
Godwin is here. I was
Mariam, I want your video back.
hold on, I was building a feature on a device. That device is in testing in my
Godwin,
office.
come out.
I came on Monday. On Saturday to come and test that same product that I have not told them is ready. Godwin has carried that product to a school to go and demo and sell. Left it there and said it is ready for sale. So is that on me? Godwin.
Man,
So
Godwin, you can actually unmute and defend yourself.
I have receipts. He went, sold the product that is not ready and left it there. So what are we saying? I have receipts. Don't let me and Anita come for you people.
Praise the Lord.
Godwin, you can answer, please. Godwin, unmute yourself, introduce yourself, and you can tell her that she's lying, which we all know. But go ahead.
I dare you.
But you know that
Godwin, I dare you. Godwin.
He's going to
But-
bring a salesperson's defense of he was chasing the money before he managed. So
They called my name, so I'm here. My name is Godwin, right? Mariam, I disagree with you on that one.
Okay.
That is why. Before we got to that product level, you already said, share the roadmap with the management, and they say, yeah, it will be ready on this day, right? So my work was to ensure that that day,
on that day, and we carried it.
it's on your parts now.
We are 4 weeks away on the quality. Defend life.
Anyway, we sold it. We're still doing customer service up to today. Thank you.
Thank you, Godwin. But again, on this thing about shipping shitty products, because one of the things that I did, because I'm not a salesperson myself, I decided to speak to salespeople before this session, and I was asking, what do you think about product as well? And they're like, see, most of the time, they just give us shitty products to go and sell. Sometimes they come in dongles, but they don't work, right? And the product people know, and most of the time, they are very happy to just pass on support to customer success, because they are the ones that suffer everything at the end of the day. But again, coming to Anita, and just to bring Anita into this conversation a bit, and Anita, you sit in the boardroom, and you make these decisions, and you look at bottom line, top line, costs, and all of those things. Have you not encouraged salespeople while looking at your bottom line, top line, and all of these things that you see so people look at? Encourage salespeople to sell a product that is not ready because you need it for cash flow. Have you or have you not? Again, Anita, don't be diplomatic about it.
Let me just say this, that shout out to BCM Sales, right? Incredible people, and they move mountains. They have sold products that no other person understands but us, and they have made people understand it. No, Dayo, I have never, because I think fundamentally, and this is why I think that everybody should sell. If you can't sell, you shouldn't be in. You shouldn't, you should have a cap. There should be a cap in your career. You should not exceed that cap, right? So I think everybody should sell, because you just learn a lot. You learn a lot about what is it people are doing. You should sell continuously, even when it's not your primary assignment anymore. Every opportunity should kind of be like a selling opportunity for you. So you get a sense of what's working and what's not, and what's possible for your team and what's not possible. Now, that being said, maybe it's because I kind of prefer for people to be quite armed before they go into the market. So things like if there's a new product or there's a new service, you do want to have a series of workshops with the salespeople so they understand exactly, exactly what is going on, what this means. Even when there are features that haven't quite been built before, you want to say, this is what we're looking at. This is what is possible. It's not there yet, but you can sell the potential of that, and we can roadmap, all of that, right? Also, stop lying. I just saw Mariam's message. You people lie a lot. When you're interviewing, you know why salespeople are so hard to hire? When you see the CV, you see not the 10x, 5x, and then when you have the conversation, you're looking at the person, you're like, this person, cannot even sell to me now, and they're not selling the product to me. Not to talk of them selling the number that they put on their CV, right? So tell your people, not you people on this call, you're wonderful people. Like tell your other people to stop lying. So I've never quite done that. I think in cases where that has happened, it's really a misalignment. And I'm glad that we've been able to create an organization where people can come back and say, hey, we've been trying to sell this thing, and there's been a misalignment. Can we come back to the table? And this is where I would then join salespeople and advocates that I feel like product people and ops people should listen more, especially when it's an organ-driven organization, which a lot of Nigerian organizations are. Just listen more and hear what people are saying and see how you can integrate their feedback. But the last thing I do want to add is that a lot of the times the feedback from sales comes very late. It's not in real time. The reviews are not done on time. They're not done properly. You're not tracking the right metrics. So someone is looking at your report and doesn't quite know what to action. Like, what is not converting exactly? At what point are people not interested? Like things like, this was a thing that I mentioned that people just tuned off. And a lot of people are not intuitive enough to kind of note all of these seemingly little things. But those are the things that really combine together to do both your qualitative and quantitative data that we then use in-house to set better targets. And I'm very for salespeople setting their targets by themselves. This is also why we need strong sales leaders, because you've then looked at historicals. So historically, like what have we done with this set of products? If we then forecast with the product that we have on hand, what are we doing next, right? And combining all of this data together and saying, this is what realistically we can do in this time period. Again, you can only do that when your salespeople know what they are doing and when your sales leader is like there's a very clear ownership of the data and the process and the, and the targets. Because you leave some people to set their target and they're setting like 30% of what could be obtained. And most of the time it's not even bad faith. It's just that they've not sat with the data enough or they're lazy as hell. Data is not just for product people. It's not just for like C-level people. It's not just for growth people. It's also for you. Like you need it. You need to also consolidate to these other things, aggregate the data, and then make smarter decisions. So that's what I got to say, Dayo.
Thank you, Anita. And I was coming to recruitment next, but you've already touched on that. So I wanted to ask you guys to call out salespeople on the lies that they tell during recruitment. But I think we should still even get into that a little bit. It was next on the thing that I wanted to talk about. But before that, I also wanted to talk about shitty products. I mean, when I used to sell, I don't have a problem selling products that don't work. I'll even collect my commission complete self, but it's between product and customer success to fix the customer. That one is not my business again. I'll collect my money. But yeah, I think that what are the most famous things you've seen salespeople say during interviews, and when they come and they resume, what are the realities that you have to live through? I mean, these salespeople, they are liars. You've called them liars already. So Anita, let's start with you. What are the things you've seen?
You call them liars. Dayo,
you call them liars. You call them liars. So let's just keep to the word. They lie.
Oh my God. Not the ones on this call.
Okay.
Number one, I built my company sales team from scratch. Number one lie. I'm like, hey, so tell me how you did it. And the person is mentioning shit and they're not mentioning anything operational. Because if you're building something from scratch, you have operational chops, which means that when I am then saying something, you'll get it, right? Number two, we 10x our revenue in the 1 year that I was here. And it's just your CEO who closed 2 deals with his friends over brunch at Slow. You were not involved. You were involved in like 1%. You were not there. It was Old Boys Association that closed the deal. Why are you lying?
Why are you lying?
I work very well in cross-functional teams. So explain how you work well with cross-functional teams. How would you work better with products or with growth? And they start saying, well, product makes the product, growth grows it, and I sell it. Yeah, but like, how do you work
And then I
with
give it to
cross
field
functional
sales and
teams?
customer success. Field sales and customer success.
Now I can keep going. I have a list though.
No,
Every
no,
year,
no. So,
I'm looking for sales.
and
Please, let
Right?
me jump in there,
Anita,
Dayo. I don't want to.
Anita,
I
I'm
don't want
getting
to.
on. We have to go to Mariam next. I'm getting uncomfortable because
Hold on.
for
I am here. I'm
transparency,
waiting.
Anita has interviewed me before. So for transparency reasons, I'm getting uncomfortable. I might or might not have said those things.
Hmm.
Dayo, no. And nobody on this call is like that. Okay, get through this here. Get through this fantastic. Nobody on this call is like that. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm feeling uncomfortable. So you hold your mic first. Mariam, what have you heard?
What I have heard, while being product and while co-founding another business where I'm also the CEO, I've heard a lot. I've heard, I have the pipeline. I have the network to build out this product in 2x less the time that you have done. Then they come in, they start asking me, "Ma, please, where's your database?" I have built a relational product close to this very well. The bit is fintech. We just sell, pay, and all of that for a banking application. I have service delivery. I've done a lot of service sales where I sell services to people. The person is talking about laundry, not software, not tech service. I have
Okay.
I have been able to manage, hold on, I've been able to manage ARR, MRR, and give different ROI. What's the meaning of MRR? I'm not defined. I can continue that, is that enough?
I'm uncomfortable. So I want to say something. So salespeople, this is where we have to start doing some buzz bulls back. I want to start by asking what, and I'm going to open this to everyone on the call. We have 24 people on the call, so that people can contribute as well. And I mean, revenue. All products and revenue and products and ops. What do you guys say? What do you guys say about salespeople when they are not in the room, right? We're finally there. We're like, and I think we would need to go with Mariam just spoke, so we'll go with Anita first. But I'll tell you what I say about product people, and even ops people before when people are not in the room. Like recently, I shouted, "Is he a carpenter that built this product?" Like, what's the logic? What's the logic? How does it just go from here to here? Like, does it make sense? Right? I mean, I still sold it, but I mean, in myself, I'm like, is it carpenter that built this thing? Right? That's one part. And for ops people, I'm like, these people just want to see us fail. These people just want to see us fail. It's like it's intentional. They want you to just fail. Like, I'm like, I need this, and that. You say no, it's this one that you take. That's my reality, right? But I mean, let's switch it around now, and let me ask you, Mariam, what do you say about salespeople when they're not in the room? I mean, I call you plumber sometimes, but what do you guys say about salespeople when they're not in the room?
I say a lot of things. I'm trying to see the most polite one before we go.
No, don't be polite. I just called you carpenter. Please don't be polite. I'm like, how does this thing make sense? Like, how do you go from here to this place?
I think one of them is these people don't even know jack shit about this product and they're just selling rubbish.
Still polite. So you people are nice when we're not there.
Another one is you have your target. I have my deliverables. What's my business if your target is not met? Sorry. Another one. Oh God, why did all of these things leave? Why are they just always aggressive? These people don't understand what it takes to build a product. They just feel, oh, be ready in 2 weeks. You understand? So, who is even hiring these guys? Because they don't even know our product well enough to sell it. So there are a lot, right? And all of those things come from what we've seen. And that's what Anita was saying, right? We bring in a lot of salespeople because we want to meet targets, right? And then they come in, we show them what the product can do in 1 hour and give them the product to go and sell. There is not a lot of product education that is happening from within the organization to sales, right? And that is one of the things that I was able to work with people like you and Dayo to be. People on this call, really, we started getting involved in sales. Before then, after us working together, I have met a lot of interesting salespeople, from horrible to good to great, right? And they have different things that set them apart. But I know that apart from the product being shitty, understanding the status of the product that you're holding is very, very important, right? The status, when you're, okay, your CEO has asked you to go and sell it, all this one-man business idea. The product sign up on it before you are selling it. Do you understand the capacity of this product? I was talking about Godwin and all of that. That issue that happened, I call Godwin. Godwin, that thing we are still testing. The build on it is not stable. Can you bring it back? Right? And then also ensuring that the people that are using this, selling this product, understand the product properly. They're the first line of defense to the customers, right? And we started doing a lot of product training. Like I had sessions where I was training salespeople. That was the most hectic training session of my life. You salespeople, you don't pay attention in trainings. Yes. And I'm having to repeat myself so many times. At a point, I called Godwin, if you don't tell your people to listen, I will pounce on you. Because we are repeating things. Because at that time, they will just turn on their internet, their laptop, and they're off the screen. Do you understand? And the thing is that I see a lot of salespeople as well, not anybody on this call. Some salespeople, they don't really like technology. And then we are building a software product, and they need to understand that. Anita was also talking about instances whereby the data comes late. In fact, the data even that is coming late does not have all the information you need. I've seen sales CRM tool that just has not proceeding. Why? No our money now. That is not enough information, right? You should also build your pipeline to have a lot of information to make decisions. That's why we can know if you are pricing right, if you are speaking to the right people, if you are building the right things to scale, right? So for me, I have said a lot of these things, and this is why. Because I have met with a salesperson that was selling an EdTech product to a church. And I'm like, bro,
Well,
what
Mariam,
do we
they have
do
money now.
for a church to come and create their own content and be advertising? I don't understand. Where is the correlation?
You
And
just
telling me
collect the
my,
money first, you'll figure it out later.
and I'm like, Jesus, who hired you? Which heaven did you drop from? Like, it's a lot of things like this. And at a point, I have I have caught someone on this call to his face, consistent motherfucker, because he's always fucking me up. On this call, someone on this call, we're not friends now. But I was like, consistent motherfucker, consistent narcissist. Because he was always frustrating my life. Every time we're always fighting. But later we got to be friends. So I think these are the things I say from a product perspective. And then, yeah, my engineers, on behalf of them, they will say, these people don't even know what they're doing. Is this the way we said they should test? They should use the app. The button is up. Why are they pressing it down? So, yeah, so that's all of the things that I know we have said behind your box.
Mariam, one more thing. Just as you were speaking, something came to my head, and I thought that I should ask.
Holy Spirit reveal something, Abby.
Yeah, the Holy Spirit was speaking to my ears, and I thought I should ask you. How many times have you demoed the product for the first time and it did not work?
More than once.
Exactly. It's okay. That's all I want to say. Anita, and just to come
A
to
few
you.
times.
The products never work, but okay. Anita, just to come to you before we
I'm
open
so
this up.
sorry. You know, one of the reasons why I'm going to give props to my own people is that a lot of the time they sell a mixture of products and experiences. I mean, I get like the demoing products and it's not working. Have you ever tried to sell somebody on something that's not happened before?
You get.
Yeah. So it's like this thing hasn't happened. Even me that I've asked to go and look for money for it, I have an idea of how it's going to happen, but like on the actual day it's going to happen, a billion things can occur at the same time. But yeah, shout out to my people again. Like I said, nobody on this call is crazy. But what have I said? Number one, I think that this is very like particular amongst like up and coming salespeople who have hit their first big commission check, where they then go rogue and they go and lowball you to a client. And this is very specific to my industry. They go and lowball you to a client because it's money, it's big money to them. Like, the client said they will pay us this million, and the thing is worth like times two of that. And you're just like, are you bloody insane? Like, did you look at the did you look at the cost of sales? You didn't work with anybody, you didn't work with the product team, you didn't work with the finance team. In our case, you have to work with the finance team. You did not do cost of sales for it. You had million and your head scattered and you calculated your commission. And now you want to hand over the wahala to me to figure out. And you then have to think about the reputation part of it. Do you then tell the client that you're not doing again? What does that mean for your reputation? And it's just an overzealous like third year sales associate that has gone to do something. That's one. The second thing is like I'm always just wondering sometimes salespeople cannot write. I feel like writing is very important too. Like the ability to write is so important in this life. I am so sorry, but I don't think that there's some money you should make in corporate if you don't know how to write. But salespeople cannot write. Hey, it's bad. Thank God for ChatGPT. And every time they send something to you, you can tell that they've just typed, help me create into the chat bot, and it's like it's out there and they put it out. They can't write. And that's why they write very bad reports, You think it's malicious, or you think that they did not ask the right question. No, it's just that when they collected all the information, they just couldn't write it.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Hey, they couldn't write it, so it's not actionable. It's not clear. It's like you don't even know where to start from. The third thing is that, still tied to the writing thing, salespeople cannot write pitches. A sales pitch. And I'm speaking as somebody who receives a lot of pitches from people and who has also like seen like people write pitch. Hello. Dayo, that's not a marketing issue at all. You want a sales deck is a marketing issue. You can
actually yes, it's a marketing thing.
A sales deck
is a marketing thing.
As in the deck that you will use to go and collect money.
Oh, it's actually a product.
As in, people should write the deck that you will use to go and collect money is what you're telling me.
So the messaging in the deck and the messaging in the pitch is
actually the messaging. What are we talking about? Like a product has said, like this is the anchor of the market. Now your calm down. Don't take bullets for people that are not yours, because you can write.
It's true. Let me mute myself back.
You can write, so
you people cannot write. It's true.
Okay. Let me just say no, but look at it. Like, so marketing product has said this is the thing, and they've given you like a very strong product document. Marketing has said this is the angle, and this is what we're working with, and you always have that. You then need to create like your 5 pages, your 6 pages, and in some occasions your 10, 15 pages where you're like, this is why it matters to this particular customer that I am selling to. This is what I know this customer, and this is what this product means for this customer. And there's nothing I hate more than receiving a generic deck. I hate it with my life. I hate it with my life. It's like, why are you sending me a deck that someone sent me a pitch recently? They wanted us to come on board for one of their products, and somebody they got to me through someone else. So the person forwarded their email and made the intro. I replied to the person that made the intro. I'm like, I have looked through this deck. I don't know what I'm supposed to be seeing here, because clearly I have just taken like 20 minutes out of my day that I could be answering somebody else's message, that I could be doing something else. And I looked at that deck like 3 times. I was going page by page. Okay, so why am I in it now? Why is this email coming to me? What am I supposed to do? Yeah, that's one. Another thing is that I have gone on to events with some salespeople, and they're terrible at small talk. Let me tell you, see, they're just bad at talking. And like, it's a shower walk. You will talk, okay? you are going to talk like they're just bad. Like somebody is trying to have a bloody drink and you're just there in the person's face doing, sir, we said this. Are you a tout? Are you in traffic? Like, what does that for me?
I'm the nicer person in this banter. I'm very nice. And it's
What does that
nice.
even mean? You then bombard them with so many. I had a salesperson send me, he messaged me on WhatsApp, and then I said, oh, I'm looking at it via email. He then messaged me on email, messaged me, very brooks, my very messages, like messaged me on iMessage. I said, found my LinkedIn, I messaged me there. I'm like, bruh, you messaged me this, my answer has not changed. I am looking at it. I don't, and it's a lot of person. I know we've talked about from the product side, but maybe it's a geographical thing. I'll come back to that, where a lot of people do not develop like really good interpersonal relationships, and that's also why they have problems with product people. Because when you're even working inside an organization, there are things called soft stakeholder relationships, where it's not just in the meeting, the stakeholder meeting. It's not just in the, or when we have email or whatever that we are relating with each other. Soft stakeholder relationship means that if I know that Tayo and I are going to be working together a lot because we are in a cross-functional team, I am going to say hi to Tayo 3 times a day out of nothing. Like, how far now? How are you doing? How far? Did you see the match that they played yesterday? I'm building a soft interpersonal relationship internally. So that way, if something is coming up, I can then go to him and say, hey, just FYI, I was speaking to somebody yesterday about this product, though. Nothing serious yet, but they mentioned this thing. Do you think that, has it come up before? Do you think that is something that we could perhaps look at? No. They will wait till the sales meeting. And then you wonder if like they didn't go to primary school or secondary school where they didn't play on the playground. Wait then, and then you say, oh, what happened with this thing? And they tell you, I was even meaning to talk to product or to send an email to product. Bruh, listen, it's basic interpersonal skills, basic writing and communication skills, basic understanding. You can do, I've met some salespeople that you can do 1,001 product workshops for them. And not even in Mariam's case where they are pretending to listen. No, they're actually listening. Like, you know, those people that if they're at events, they nod a lot. They are nodding. You are feeling like I'm getting somewhere. Ask that person now to repeat the thing about this product to you. And they'll totally different thing. And if you don't even do that, you won't even know what they are selling outside. So you will be hearing from people outside that I hear people are doing this kind of thing. You're like, when? When do we say we're doing that? So that I can go on and on, but it's really down to, please, the association that you people belong to, especially for the new ones that are coming up. The fact that your daddy knows 1 or 2 persons and one time your uncle now bought something from you, you're not a salesperson. It just happened that you sold then, right? And that's great. But, and you can be the person who is connecting people, who is helping people build pipelines. There's no shame in that. But it's not compulsory that you are the person who is going to have the conversation and who is going to report the data. It's a whole 360 job. You can't just do one part of it and then leave the rest to chance. So that's all I got to say.
Yeah. And Dayo, one last thing I want to add to that before you go is, it is just as Anita was talking about soft skills, it is a very, very dirty thinking, unprofessional habit that it is during general meeting, on management meeting, or strategic meeting that you raise a bug your customer has complained a week ago. Salespeople are fond of doing that. Reason is, when they are at these meetings, they have to defend why they don't meet their targets. And the next thing they do is put other teams under the boss. Salespeople do that a lot, and I really hate it when it happens. Anita, they will not tell you they have that bug. It is when it gets to their presentation, they're not like, hey, you know that this thing, there was a bug that day, it was down for 2 hours.
Because
and
a lot of them do not test the thing before the meeting. I'm so sorry, you are selling a product
those people have texted me
and put you under the boss. Let me tell you people, guys, just like product managers cannot build a product themselves, we manage resources and budget to build it. Same thing, you cannot sell without having a proper product. And you have to understand that working with these people, is the first, like having a good relationship with that team helps you ship fast. Number one, you should not be selling or demoing a product that you have not tested that morning before that meeting. I have this habit of joining any meeting maximum, worst case, 5 minutes early. This is my habit. So if I want to comb my hair, I'll see if my camera is doing well. But salespeople will just go to a pitch, bring out their laptop immediately and want to show it. It is technology, things can happen. For example, as at this morning, WhatsApp crashed for 30 minutes. Not a lot of people knew. But because I am in tech, I study those things. Digital Ocean is down. Everybody using Digital Ocean right now, the system will be lagging. We are always depending on one software or one cloud services or the other to build stuff. So that habit is very, very stinky. Like, if we need to talk to our up and coming salespeople to stop doing that. It doesn't give you any better when you throw other people under the bus. It actually causes friction between you getting the job done and getting a product, your product or your features out as fast as you can get it. So that's another thing. Like I said, I'm the next one.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mariam. Guys, I'm not just going to open the floor for you guys to basically just, respond to some of these things. And it's important that before I open it up, I should say some of the things that you've said. I'm just a messenger here. I'm not involved in anything. So they've said you cannot write. They say you cannot speak. They say you don't have soft skills. They say you don't know when to report. They say you just put people under the bus. They say people cannot do presentation. So some of you do not think that you don't think that you should test something before presenting. Salespeople, how do you respond to that? So if you just raise up your hand and I'll call you. Anyone who wants to defend, see guys, the integrity of salespeople across the world is on the line on this call. And it's up to all of you, one of you, to defend sales. They've said you people cannot write. That one was even the one that paid me the most. They say you people cannot write. If you tell me that I cannot write, I will fight too. So who wants to defend sales? See, guys, salespeople, millions of salespeople across the world, they are watching. Who will defend? We need a Voltron.
Sorry, Dayo, before your volunteer comes, because I doubt anybody will volunteer, let me just say, you guys know the way a lot of people get into sales, right? Dayo, I'm asking you, you know how a lot of people get into sales, but
See, they are very smart people. Don't say that. I know what you're trying to say. Guys, they said that people are not smart, people are dumb. That's why you got into sales. They've said that what they
you know how a lot of people get into sales.
I know what she was going on. You say you don't find another job.
Which is too much.
Oh God.
No, it's not a bad thing.
We came on the
No, it's not crazy. Why you guys? Come on, this isn't crazy at all. I'm just saying that for you to understand the trend in the profession, you need to look at the background of the profession, right? It's so important that you look at that. Again, not everybody on this call, fantastic people. I've heard great things. Character with so many of you. So we're not talking about anybody here. We're talking about maybe people that you are working with or you mentor. Mentor them well. Teach them how to talk. Okay. But you know how a lot of people get into sales. And it's through, I'm not saying people, because people are professionals. It's really through a lot of psychophancy. I don't know how best to explain it. That's the way I will explain it. Like, I think I know a lot of people. And let me just say before I don't know, so I'm just going to, let me just put a pin there and just say this. I'm not a fan of raising the barrier to entry for things, but I think that maybe we need more benchmarks for what qualifies a person to start to identify as a salesperson. And perhaps it's in just understanding what the pipeline requires and like what the entire process requires. Because it's really just, you just see everybody and anybody. And when they get into the profession, they are pissed that it requires them to actually read and write. That's the best way I can explain it. It's like, what do you mean that me knowing 500 people in my church and me, do you know who I know? Do you know who knows me? Do you know how many events I go to? What do you mean that's not enough? What do you mean I still have to be listening and be hearing? If you hear some people sell, it's so ras. for the want of one sounding classist, is really, really raz. It's like, guy, calm the fuck down, okay? This thing now, like you have you've debased us, you've debased the product, you have turned it into a boy mission. We're selling something here, you know. But so that's why people are really surprised when you expect them to then you crack data, when you expect them to do soft relationships. A lot of people who work in sales don't have professional backgrounds. They have relational backgrounds in the Nigerian context, right? Or in certain industries where they know this person, you see them everywhere. So I wonder how this person get here again, but it's none of my business. But so and they speak a particular language to the people that they know. And because they have been in servitude for a while to those people, if they say, oh, I have this thing for sale, even if it's a crocodile, that person will say how much and give them the money. But all the other things that you require a salesperson to do, they won't do it. And that's why sometimes when they work on your teams, and some of you are sales leaders here, you struggle with them a lot. You struggle with when you are telling them, do this, do that. What happened? You're asking them questions. You are doing too much according to them. You're asking too many questions. So you say I should go and say, I've sold now. Why are you asking me too much questions? So I don't know what has to be done. And I know that there is, when it comes to the context of a business, there's so many moving parts, and like so many people are moving around to make something work. But I always come back to the fact that the process is called sales enablement. It's not called product enablement. It's not called marketing enablement. It's called sales enablement. It's a sum up of all of it. So I guess if something has your first name, you should defend it. So yeah.
Anita, I used to like you.
Please, also, please, I know that
Who is defending us?
and I know the sales.
So I'm going to call out salespeople.
Well,
Actually,
please,
I'm hoping
yeah.
a couple of people here.
But I also think that they came for salespeople. Nobody's talking about marketing. Nobody's talking about
Marketing,
customer
yeah.
success. It's just
Hi
sales.
guys. Hi guys. So one thing I want to add to that is, please, another thing, we know sales is sales, but train your salespeople that are coming from selling physical products on how to sell software products. It doesn't matter that it is inside a tablet. It is not bottled water. Oh my God, you need to know how to see the way these people sell software products. And I'm crying and I'm ashamed. Please train them. And it is vice versa. If they are moving from software to hardware to software, it's very important that they are trained. And not just in the product, how they sell it, the way they talk about it, what they should learn about it, how to use it. Train them like you are babying a voluminous married woman that you want to collect from the husband. Train them. It is very, very, very important. So, and Bukayo, you're saying that we are coming for salespeople. We're not salespeople that invited us and wanted to banter. We were sitting on our own.
No, it's revenue. Revenue is revenue. The topic says revenue. Focus on the full revenue team. It consists of sales, marketing, customer success. Even data guys are here. If we just face only salespeople, are we your only problem?
So, Bukayo, since you're responding,
I'm not responding. God will respond.
Bukayo,
let's get I'm muting myself. Godwin has raised his hand up already.
I told you, Bukayo, first. But Godwin, I'll come to you. You are speaking already. Henry too wants to speak.
So you have senior men that are ready to answer.
No, Bukayo, what do you think about product people, for instance? I mean, the fact that they can't build products. I mean, you see WhatsApp situation saying WhatsApp went down, but because product is great, like you don't think about it like maybe there are shitty product managers there and stuff like that. But I mean, what do you think about like products that they work today, they don't work tomorrow? Is one bug today, they fix it, is another bug. For the user experience, it's just terrible. It goes, so before you log in, you have to log out first. All of those things that happened, and they didn't think about this thing.
Me personally, like there are some products that, as you said, you look at them and just be like, is it a carpenter that did this, right? And there are also some that you're like, I think these guys are just focused on aesthetics and how beautiful, how nice this thing should function, and it's not necessarily what the customer wants. It needs to aligned. It needs to be both things. It needs to be, oh, the software makes sense and is amazing, but it also needs to serve the purpose for the customer. And that's where, and most times, I think even my fights with products would be, see, can we prioritize this thing that our customer needs today? Why they are trying to do one functional thing, one beautiful, amazing thing that they click here to do like this. We don't want that one now. That one can come later. And I used to ask then, I said, please, this roadmap that people are always drawing, who determines what is priority and what determines what is priority? But also, I think that everything that Anita has said, so like salespeople too, some salespeople need to sit up. You can't be a salesperson and not be able to start conversations. You can't be a salesperson and you're just awkward. You don't know how to write. Now you don't know how to write. Please, I don't even know. I'm covering my face. I'm covering my face. Anita sometimes we use ChatGPT, but I don't know if it's this bad. But we can write. Sometimes we can be lazy too. That's all I have to say. Godwin, please, over to you.
Before Godwin goes on, I just
Before
want
Godwin.
no, you can't respond though. You can't respond. You cannot respond. Miriam,
I'm not responding.
You can.
Dayo, you were saying that WhatsApp was down and then people didn't know. It is not like your normal Egbele CEO that wants to pay one product manager 500K to build 20 products. The camera, the messaging, the upload on WhatsApp is owned by 2 product managers, backed by 17 engineers. But your CEO open office, put it on top. That's one product manager paying somebody to manage different products, and it's in control of the roadmap. Please, let's not be doing that here.
It's okay.
It is not very.
Godwin, as I'm coming to you, I just want to talk about product a little bit more. Just wait.
You are scared of Anita.
Wait now. I'm going to come to Anita. Henry is going to manage Anita for us, but because we're almost running out of time, and just to come to Godwin, and as we come to Godwin very quickly, I just want to say, Godwin, have you noticed the trend where every small thing now, product managers want to put AI into the team? Meanwhile, they say that the customers want, they don't have it. But something they will put this AI feature. Like, what are they building? Something AI. Like, Godwin, I mean, you have the floor.
Interestingly, as well, now your Baba Egbele CEO went to one conference. His friend is telling him, "I'm saving money on AI." He doesn't understand what.
Mariam, you're going too far. It's not a conference. It's brunch. It's brunch. They go to brunch or they go to dinner, and they come back with ideas.
Okay.
And you push back. Okay. You are the bad person. 2 months after they have sacked you because you are not following technology advancement.
Godwin, product that customers cannot open, they are adding AI.
I think the next conversation is finished. You have to pass out with your CEO. Yes, Godwin.
Thank you, Mariam. Thank you, Anita. Really, this conversation is really needed for many reasons, right? Why we're laughing at certain things that are like key that we know happens. It just brings the questions to, there's some places you go to today, there's some tertiary places you go and learn. You would see courses like product design, right? Or operations management. But I don't know whether they exist. I've not seen where someone will go to the university for 4 years and study sales, right? So that lack is there. So you see, people come as they are, and then they begin to learn the basics when they come to a team. So you understand why we have that kind of level of people. Of course, they are not here. That also brings us to the fact that we might need to begin to solve that problem fundamentally. Dayo that has gone ahead, find a way to have like a sales training institute, like real one, where people want to just go into sales who come in from there. That's the take from me. The second thing is that all of these things, all of this banter, I know that it's coming from a place too, right? When this deal closes, it says people have a way of taking all the glory and products will not be happy with you. Operations. So I think we need to deliberately know that.
Your time is up. Whose side are you on? Your time is up. This time are you? Look at this straight up.
It says does not happen.
What is
See,
that?
even
Honest.
though
It's okay. Godwin, if you're done
No,
any other thing to say, they say I should
I have
collect
one
your
more
mind.
minute. One more minute.
Off
No,
his
I'm
mic.
trying to balance
you
it,
have 10
right?
seconds. You have 10 seconds.
What
You have 10
Because
thing?
seconds.
So,
because
your
sales
quick
just
now, not
happen
to
like that. Core product is there, right? Someone made that happen. But I want to summarize in this way that irrespective of how we look at the system, we banter them. There are certain facts about sales that if there is no sale, your company has closed shop. Like you can literally not have a product team, you can literally not have an operations team if the company is not profitable. And one way they validate companies' value these days is clearly with the sales figure, right? Your sales figure gives a direct measurement of your market acceptance and the perceived value of what the company's product and services is because salespeople take your product there. Another thing again is that you can't be talking about growth and expansion, to be honest, and say we want to go to this country, we want to go to this city. If the system is not there, it's revenue that forces growth. That means that increased revenue driven by effective sales or a sales team enables business to start thinking of expansion. So all of this conversation we're having, the core of even of running the business, calling the business a profitable business, is because there is a revenue flow. And that channel is where the sales and revenue team sit. So while we see it as some of the negatives they have, of the shortcomings they have, it is the responsibility of these drivers of business to know that the lifeline of your business is this same team you think are not doing enough. You might need to begin to do more than what you're just saying so that the team can be prepared to set your business aright. Thank you.
Godwin, I used to love you, but these people have said you cannot write, and that's why you respond. I'm sorry. Henry, please, you have the floor. I'm sorry. Like they say, you cannot write, that's how you respond. I'm sorry.
Honestly, I
Henry.
think this is one of the most amazing calls I've ever joined in my entire career, where sales guys are being lashed, flogged, thrown up and down, and all we can do is just watch, smile, and make comments. Now I'm going to fight. This is war, right?
want to fight woman.
Henry, if you
Yeah,
need, if you need
nah.
20,
Can you get back to
Henry,
you? No,
if you need
don't.
20 minutes, I
This
will give
woman
it
Love
to
to
you.
you, but they
Henry,
are
if you need
ready.
20 minutes, I give
They are
it to
ready.
you.
Voila. I'd hoped Chinedu would speak right before I spoke, but I think the underlying story around it all is it's a collaboration, right? Um, I agree they are mushroom salespeople. I agree completely that they are sales guys that do not need to be hired in any form of ramifications. But I also know that there are some great, amazing salespeople out there that I've met, that I know that still exists, that are born with these special skills, right? And there are also product people that are amazing salespeople also, right? But again, I would always say that you can only sell what you know, right? As a salesman, and you can only position what you have knowledge on. But some of this training, and this is me training small sheets, please don't be upset with the product people. If you have to do a sales enablement training for a salesman, make it very commercial driven or sales oriented. Don't make it technical. Sales guys get bored when you're giving too much technical story to them. If I need to sell a product and you give me a SWOT approach, right, versus a commercial approach to what competition is doing, and create maybe some graphics, UI, some intelligence that helps the salesman know what to position and how to pitch. Technical would naturally fall into place when those questions come in, right? But a lot of times when we go for this as sales training, Omo, sometimes I just need to eat granite and lick sweet a lot because I need to keep awake. Yeah, that's one angle. The other angle is also a salesman's mind is like a baby that needs information that needs to be flourished, right? If you train me and don't put maybe sessions and certification track or certain things that enables me to be sure that I know what I'm selling. So when I was in Huawei, yes, we train you on their product, technically and sales wise, but also make you write internal exams to be sure that you're certified to sell that product. Is it possible as leaders we can now start to plan out internal certification tracks? It could be 10 exams or 10 questions around the product, partly technical but more commercial. That way they can always remember when they are pitching and when they are engaging. right? And the lifeline of every business is not just about the salesman, it's also about the CFOs, the finance people, the operations people, right? And every other person that is part of that value chain. The salesman does the sale, but there's much more that goes back end that ensures delivery of that sale. If not, you can sell and they say we don't want. What happens to that product? Right? So if you look at all the general indices around this, Anita, I mean, I'm just trying to be nice. I want us to meet one-on-one, face to face, right? Mariam, I was just watching you from the side, but this is all like some AI could be here and there. You don't know who is getting anything. Mr. Henry said this in one call, right? But I think I'll summarize by saying that it's a collabo across all involved in the entire sales process,
Yeah.
right? Technical product
Ooh,
guys, please ensure you train us right? Sales guys, get the enablement. Now, the enablement around the type of salesperson. Now, this is going back to management now. I mean, I'll say it the way I'll say it to anybody. You can't bamboozle me as Henry, as a sales guy. First of all, as a leader, you need to know if somebody's coming to bamboozle you. He knows this person, knows that person, right? If you tell me you generated 100 million, I'm not going to ask you what you sold. Walk me through the process of how you sold that 100 million is what I'll be asking you. In between that conversation, I will know where the lie is or not. Right? That's one angle. The other angle would also be with the experiences and with the number of people we've met in our entire life. Sales guy would always struggle to tell a lie when he knows he was not part of a process. And like I mentioned in the chat, right? Sales is a process. If you don't work the sale will not happen. The numbers will not happen, right? And you cannot put some predictability and pattern around salespeople when their stories are very inconsistent. So I'm only just helping us think around how to hire salespeople right now. If a salesman comes to you and gives you the most amazing CV, that's fine, right? But if you now need to throw questions around being sure he's the right hire for you, I mean, we can always talk offline and I can tell you because our mouth is sweet anyway. Yeah. But ultimately, we should be able to have a thick skin on how to know the buyers on who is bamboozling us or who is not. Again, the culture of a business also drives sales appetite, right? If your culture is not right, the sales guy can come in and do his normal James Bond cowboy way and work his way around systems. But if you put like RevOps guys, you put structures, you put right structures around the entire sales process from engaging the lead. I mean, you put some form of ERP around what you do. A sales guy knows he cannot come and lie. There's always going to be a frequent update, right? And if you ensure your ERP or whatever it is you're using as a tool to track the sales team is real-time online, is always going to be a flaw in between that story because as leaders, you could always ask. You can also check and find, do your own research on whatever opportunities are discussing on. The last I want to talk about is product itself. When I was in Huawei, right, we wanted to roll out, before Huawei Cloud became very famous now, we wanted to roll out some services. And I told them, is it mature enough? As a business, how mature is your business for you to say sales guys start to engage? You can take out, let's try POCs. So product managers, you also need to understand your own product cycle and when you can see your product is mature to be rolled out. You also needed to have engaged one or two customers that are very close to you to be sure the nitty-gritties around the pros and cons and the adoption of those products would happen. So I would say both ways. You either put the salesman on the spot by saying, we now have a product, it's nice, the look and feel, blah, blah, blah. The sales guy is already gingered. My commission is coming. He said he's already plotting 1 and 2. At that point, he's not going to wait for you to say, okay, the product is not ready. We need, he's not ready for that. He's not going to go to a customer, pitch that thing, put you under fire, and you're not under pressure. So internal communications around building your product lifecycle and also maturity of those products is critical communication to a sales leader, down also to your sales team. They need to know that, it's not mature yet, although it's ready. We're still testing. Give us your customers for test, not for sale. If the customer says want to do a try and buy, that's fine for the product team. But once you don't put a try and buy in your option, right, your reputation becomes an issue because the sales guy is just doing his job anyway. Right. So I'll just summarize with that. But again, we can always meet one-on-one. Mariam, Anita, we need to sit down, me and you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Henry. And educate, please. You have the job to save salespeople. So we're out of time. So I would need to see if maybe if you're a salesperson and you'd like to contribute, please raise up your hand and educate, you have the floor.
Hi, good afternoon. All protocols duly observed. So I'm coming. I'll start with product management. Yeah, I feel like product managers they are delusional people. They're always dealing in the future. Oh, we have this coming. We have a roadmap. We have something we want to do. We are building for the future. It doesn't help. Have you ever asked a product manager to tell you, oh, what's the product's competition? Or what's your competitors? They're going to give you a list of something that the customer has never mentioned before. Sometimes it's like saying, oh, for instance, let me say I'm representing Childek and I'm selling, I'm trying to convince people to come onto the platform. Anytime we go to products and ask them that, hi guys, can you give us list of competitors? They're going to start saying Glovo. They're going to start saying unnecessary people that the customer has never mentioned. That's what I just feel like. That actually help.
You know that it's not about to say anything. His mic is not working normally. That's how you know that you can't.
Oh God, Mariam.
How you know you can't banter? His mic is not
Mariam,
working.
educate, please work on your mic. We need you to fight.
I'm just saying. The people that knows the truth, that accepted the truth, Mike did not happen to their mics. But continue educate.
A call came in.
A call came in. Oh yeah, educate, please continue.
Mariam, you need to let educate continue, because when they were speaking about revenue people, they were all quiet. You drag them from here to.
I did not say it did not continue. I just said his mic is not working. I did not say it was
Let's continue.
Educate, welcome back, my brother. The floor is yours.
Educate, let me remind you said that they were delusional.
They are very the future. They never. Let me leave that aside. Let's move to number 2. I have a problem with sales product people. Yeah, they're always thinking that have you ever tried selling something to somebody? People always think sales people don't know how to write, sales people cannot communicate properly. B2B, have you ever tried buying something? If you Google, what's the best CRM in the market? You're going to be like 2 million, 2 million things in Google enough, and Google is supposed to be, all answering. That's number 1. Number 2, people we are selling to don't even understand what they want to buy. That's 1. We are trying to dumb it down to their level, so we are trying to speak the language that they understand. Half of the people we are selling to, decision makers, especially in Nigeria, they don't know what they want. Your job is not to sell to them. You have to first of all figure out if you are the right fit for them. You start from there. You are starting by diagnosing their problem. That's number 1. And all those PROD that products is giving us is delusional. In fact, the current market reality is like they are 36 meters apart. That's number 2. I know we don't have a lot of time, and I'm just going to move on to number 3. I feel like people don't appreciate us enough. People always think that a product alone, like if a product is good enough. I feel if a product is good enough, then sales should be able to sell it. That's not how it works. Everybody's product is good enough. In fact, good enough is just a maybe. Maybe somebody's going to pick your call. And I feel like it's very, very product managers or product pressure on call. People don't have pressure. Your pressure is in the future. Maybe you guys have roadmap, or you can blame it on our roadmap is 6 months down the line, and we are telling you what customers want, and you're saying we have a roadmap, we'll prioritize our roadmap. I feel like the biggest problem with you guys is you are delusional. You don't listen to salespeople. You think that your data from 2010 or what your CEO told you is what is currently on ground. I'm telling you that every day the market is changing. Yesterday, Childek was better. Today, Glovo is better. Tomorrow, customers are not even buying from Childek and Glovo or the place. They are now buying to the person next to their street. So for me, what I want people to understand is who people think are our competitors or who we should be targeting and not what is on ground. People are delusional. People are always talking about the future when it's the present that matters. And finally, you should learn to appreciate us, because we are the people that are moving your shiny product. Even if the product is not shiny, see how creative we are now. We're trying to sell EdTech to a church. You know, we might even help them set up an NGO for them in future. They don't know what they need, but we can see the future. We are seeing it. We are seeing what they need. That's how people start. You can start by telling them that, oh, you know, they can start in church. They can practicing their tech skills. From there, they will go on. You will not be a hub. Salespeople, our vision is unparalleled. Put us inside the product in the initial stage, and you see us do wonders. Let me keep my mouth shut.
Mariam, you can't respond. AGK, you're amazing. Dayo, please go ahead. Dayo, please. Nobody has really spoken about Anita and their role in how they make revenue people look shit. And you know, Amount was the sharpest. When you're not around, she said salespeople cannot write. She also said they cannot read. She also said that most salespeople is because they did not find another job. That's why they are selling. She said all those things while you're not here. So, Dayo, you can go ahead. I just wanted to give you information so that when you want to respond, you can think through all of those things that she said before you're not here.
Thanks for the additional context, Dayo. So I think that this thing is, there are similarities between this fight that we are fighting and what's going on in Nigeria, where we, the poor people, the peasants, the ordinary people, are fighting, like the average Yoruba person or the illiterate Yoruba person is fighting the illiterate Igbo person. And they're saying, this one is saying, local and protein. That one is saying, it's Peter Obi. We are fighting ourselves. All of us are the people that are suffering. The real problems are at the top, chopping money, and not, like there's no tribalism anywhere on that level. To bring it to this one, if you look at the cause of the problem, it's always revenue targets. And it's always people like Mariam and Anita that are dishing out these revenue targets. They'll just sleep and wake up and say, we have to make X billion this year. Somebody has given me target before, and I looked at it and I asked the person, like, think of all of the customers that you want to serve this year. This money, is this in their bank accounts? When you put all of their bank accounts together, is this money there? Will it be there throughout the 12 months? And we went back and forth until we went and pulled data from, I don't even know who it was that said data, and they said that there was only X% of Nigerian bank accounts that had 300,000 naira in it at the end of the month, or some ridiculous amount. So I'm like, so where will I find this money from? Where would these people find this money from? Before me, I can collect it from them. So when the C-suite people have decided this target, they will now go and tell products. Again, it's still them or led. Say, you build it this way. You do this one. You put this button here. The thing needs to be able to work like this. It needs to work differently on Android than it works on iOS. Product will say, that's what you want. The job of product is to deliver that thing. No original thinking. They will not go back and say, oh, okay, this doesn't work. Or this is not what the market says. No research, nothing. And then they just go and build it. When they build it, what do? Okay, we built it or we passed it to sales. And they say their job is done. There is nothing you want to tell them. Yeah, this thing doesn't make sense now. This is customer feedback. They'll say they'll say it's too late, or they'll say, go and meet Oga. They will now leave you with the problem. So when you now get creative and say, otherwise, by the way, they will give product 3 months to build it. Month 6, we are still in, it will come out tomorrow. I did not say product do not think, that's not what I said. Whoever is paraphrasing, what I said is exactly what I said. Don't paraphrase anything from me. They will say, deliver this thing in 3 months. 6 months after, we are still testing. This is this. They will take 9 months to do it. When they finally release the thing, you click, you on light switch on the wall, your gate will open, or water will be coming out from tap. That's how, like, the thing just used to, you will try to do something that is simple offline. Like, we're building software to make people's lives easier. But why is it easier for me to use Excel than it is for me to use the CRM that you built to move me away from Excel? And then you want me to go and sell it. And when you come back, That's how you're supposed to. You know, the worst part of it for me is then that you're selling something that the person who built it did not even, or still even does not know the job that that thing is supposed to do for the customer. They don't know how the customer currently solves that problem. So that competition thing that AGK was saying, like, that is the real problem. Someone is somewhere building a car, but the person does not know how to drive. Have you ever tried to park where those security people will be behind you and they say, yes, go like this, go like that, go like this, turn like this. Okay, okay, okay. But that person has never driven a car. But, you know, like I said, all of this problem, I have love for product people. I like to think of myself as a product person as well. So all this fight, let's not fight. It's really not us. You know, the powers that be are using us and pitting us against each other. You know, let's all be friends. You know, let people just use their brains, use their imagination more, be more human, like build for actual human beings. Because sales, and we talk about, you know, they cannot build decks, they cannot write, they cannot do all of this. But many of the customers can also not write. So if you do you not need a salesperson that cannot write to sell to somebody that cannot write? Like, you want to go to Lagos Island and go and be speaking English and go and be showing them tech. Like, is it not somebody that is selling lottery? And like all these Baba Jebu, do they not have agents? They're salespeople too now. So you want to go there and go and be showing them Queen's English. You will not sell. So there's a place for it. There are many different types of salespeople. And even the best salespeople can assume many different personas. Where, you know, if you need to dress down, wear short, tie, like look like, you know, you are from the street because you want to go and sell anything or whatever it is. Like, you do that. But yeah, so I have love for salespeople. It's really the C-suite people that are our problem. Let's face them. I have love for product people. They're not the problem. You know, when they, and maybe the solution, and I've tried to do this before, maybe Mariam will remember, the solution is to tie product outcomes to revenue in some way. Right? So you just don't build product and say, go and sell it. Right? A product in of itself should have metrics that show you that the thing is working. Right? The customer journey should be very clear to me that is selling it and to the customer, because that's how I communicate it. Many of these new things that are happening in sales, so there are roles for sales enablement, there are roles for there's RevOps roles, there's sales operations roles. Many of these things are many of these new roles is based on the realization that organizations just leave salespeople to figure it out. Like, the positioning is that if you don't well, we'll let you go. You're dispensable, you're expendable. And so if the product is not selling, it's you. But I think that, and I see this every day, but I think that the biggest the biggest challenge for, especially in technology, is product. Like, the biggest challenge, if the product is good, then you start talking about unit economics, like how much are we spending to sell and serve one customer, and, you know, can we play with pricing? But it's always, no, go and sell it. Maybe other people are selling it. Yes, but the other people that are selling it, they lied now. They're like, Godwin, like, okay, just buy this thing, give me money. And so if Godwin got that sale, what stops me from saying, more, as a CEO, let me go and find 5 Godwins, whether they are thieves, whether they are good salespeople, I don't care, but they will save my company. And if I'm Godwin's colleague and they're about to fire me, I'll go and miss Godwin more. What you do? Just go and find one school where the owner is not very sharp like that. Don't do any deck. Don't send email. Just go and buy them one basket of fruits. You close the sale. And people, you know, they hack it and they sell. And you report it to investor next week. Investor will say, why? What's driving this growth? You say, oh no, you know, we've gotten product right. We did this partnership with this policy. We did that. That's why the thing is selling. Okay, so let's do more. But the revenue is not predictable because that thing is not a system. It's not a process that is built to be repeatable. It's just one salesperson's brilliance, if you can call it that. So yeah, I will end by saying again, it's all love. I think that product people should sell. I think that sales people should go into product. You know, let's mix cultures. Let's get to know each other a little bit more. Peace.
Thank you so much, Dayo. And just to close out this session, I hope there are no hands raised. I'll just give Anita and Mariam maybe 1 or 2 minutes or 15 minutes over time. But I think this has been fun. I've really had fun. Thank you, Anita. Thank you, Mariam. Thank you, everyone that has contributed as well. So, Mariam, if you can please give us some of your closing thoughts.
Let's go.
It's closing thoughts, so I mean, you can go.
Yeah,
Anita, you can go first, and Anita will go, and then.
No, I don't really. I can even bypass that. Anita go first. Are
Okay,
you scared?
Anita, go first.
Oh my God, Tayo, thank you for attempting to rescue the masses. You did well, but it was hardly enough. Anyway, that being said, that being said, I do want to put a caveat here now that this is closing statements, that if I was in an ops or product call, I would be talking to ops and product people. And that would be a totally different conversation. And so this is to say that everybody has their own wahala. But a couple things like somebody said something like dump the information down to the person you're selling to. I find that very, very stressful as an end goal, because it means that you are like, what would usually happen is that you're thinking about dumbing the information down when you're receiving it, that you then block how much of it you want to receive and how much you're assimilating of the product and of the concept. I just wanted to point that out. Very interesting. The other thing is just like a lot of things are operations issues. The idea behind operations, right, is operations is not a part of your business. Operations is the business, like the ability for things to move from place to place for us to achieve our goals. Even within the sales team, one of the things that salespeople have is that just the ops of like the sales team in itself is very disjointed, and a lot of the things that you're supposed to have and you're supposed to know, nobody is enforcing it in-house. So whenever it comes from outside the team, it's seen as an us versus them situation, right? But if you then have sales leaders who are taking it serious, and I think that I said this before on this call, I'll say it again. If you're a strong sales leader, ideally you should be setting your targets, and you should have earned the trust to do the process such that you set the target for yourself. When we're planning for the year, one of the ways that I like to plan for the year is every team lead sets their targets. And that's because like over the period of 11 months or 10 months, I know that we have done work and we have become attuned with each other, and we spend too much time with each other. You are inside the data, I'm inside your data. I trust you, you trust me. Yes, there's oversight, but go and look at this data, set target, and come back and let's discuss it. But the reason why a lot of people are not given the room to set their targets, apart from the fact that some of your bosses are just interesting people, is that nobody's trusting you to set targets that are actually productive. But there's operations in everything, and you can't forgo that critical aspect of things because you're like, oh, I just want to sell, or I want no. It's not a one-dimensional process. If there's anything that I want anybody to leave here with, not you, because you're all wonderful people, but to go and share with people outside, is that sales just like every other business function. It's not one-dimensional. All the things you're saying product is doing wrong, you are also doing wrong, because it all boils down to looking at things from a one-dimensional perspective and to thinking that all the other parts of the queue should be done by somebody else. But it's all supposed to be two hands washing each other so that we can all wash the hands properly. So please, let's also clean up the profession, for lack of a better phrase. Hire people as sales leaders, hire people that can read and that can write, whether they are going to sell to Agbero on the streets. Hire people that can read and write. It's not a small thing. They will need to understand what they are going to the Agbero on the streets to convert to Pidgin. So thank you very much for inviting me. I really appreciated the chance to finally say what's on my mind.
Thank you, Anita. And you know, you calling it off like that means that when people see you on the road, they won't come to you. So after everything you said today, I was worried about your safety. You know, freedom of speech, freedom after speech, we cannot guarantee that one. But now that you've cooled it off, we know that it's all backed up. Guys, Anita is my guy. So please, if you run into her, she's with us.
Let me wrap up. I have a meeting for 4.
Oh yeah, Miriam, quickly
So
go.
I think Anita, I just wanted her to go first so that I can do soft landing and then we leave. 2 things that were said that I wanted to address is adding salespeople to discovery. Half of the people that are struggling to be trained, having them in discovery, they most of the time don't give any important feedback. They are not there. They are just there to, and then it's on the call, they are Googling people because they don't even understand the vision of the project. Also, we are building for the future. Ejike said that, and that is fine. The development takes time. It doesn't matter how you want to look at it. Even if you have 100 people, it's going to take the time it's going to take. However, you are only asking us to build that thing because your customer wants it, not because that is what the business or our customer base wants, but for that your one customer. And product process is not like that. We have to know how many people need this and why should we be doing this? Because every feature, every product we build is an investment. Now, to something that Godwin also said, revenue moves the money. Maybe in Nigeria, I know that when we sold WhatsApp, WhatsApp was not generating revenue. I can put a list of other businesses like that. Yes, you are important, but you are very, very mighty important in Africa. Now we need to start thinking beyond that hemisphere, right? How do I go to other countries and I can still deliver what I'm doing now? Let's not be the champion of the deaf leading the blind. Be able to grow, be able to sell value, be able to do that. WhatsApp was sold without revenue. A lot of companies are also like that. YouTube was already making waves before it started generating revenue. Netflix the same. Netflix was losing money and not making revenue, and they projected 20 years ahead of time, but they were still building. Thanks to pandemic, they shortened that time by 2x. So still people start thinking, how can I work with product to deliver? And that's one of the things that I like what Dayo said. And we attempted to do that while we work together, where we are trying to think about the user journey and trying to see how those things evolve. Different market, different sector, different industry. Right now, I think I can take some people that are really, really good here and I take them to another country and they cannot survive because they've never learned to sell value. They've never learned to sell proposition. And that is why EdTech is another very, very hard thing to sell. Because EdTech, you are not selling what they can get now. You are selling the future. Oh, right, take this thing and pass your exam in 20 days, right? That being said, I think products and sales needs to work together and everybody needs to know what the process takes. And that's the only way I've been able to work with all the amazing salespeople on this house. I'm very, very good friend with product, with sales. I'm very, very good friend with sales and with customer success. In fact, when I'm planning my year, they are part of my planning process. And Dayo can attest to this. Dayo can attest to this. Even the Godwin can, because I tend to say, okay, what are the things you want to sell this year? What are your targets? What are the things I can use to support you? And then we start adding that to this. Business will all, and like Dayo said, we should be fighting the owners, but they're the ones that pay our salaries, so we cannot fight like that. However, when they know that we find a way to bypass, I knew when we wanted to deprecate one feature on our app, I told the sales team, don't worry, I'm working on a backup plan for you guys. Even though the business did not agree, I left that company and they launched the business, that product as if it was their own. Everybody, it was my idea, working with the customer success team. So we have to find a way whereby we are jointly like undivided and we're working together towards the common goal. Thank you so much, everybody, for having me. And thank you so much for all the honest conversations, all the banter. And I look forward to doing this again. If you see me outside, if you try to kidnap me, I have Anita behind me and I'm not shaking. So thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much, Mariam, and thanks so much, Anita. Just to close this out, I mean, I think Dayo said some of the things that I wanted to say to close. Interesting enough, today, my job, I'm a product manager in some form. I'm a revenue leader as well, a sales leader, and I'm also a C-suite person that gives target. And I think that, like Dayo said, it's just us basically working together to be able to just grow the organization together. I think that product side, product people should not just copy and paste products from abroad and expect it to work. I think products are local. Products should serve local people. I think we need to do more research as to what people want in the market, and not just tell people that will copy products from that is abroad and then say, we're going to sell this. I don't think that works. So I think that on the product side, we need to do that as well. I think that on the from Anita's side, in terms of vision as well, I think that it helps. And one of the things that I've seen with salespeople is actually providing them with a breakdown of what the vision is. It lets them key into it, and it lets them understand what has gone. Because when the product was being built, most of the time salespeople are not in the room. It's usually between C-suite and product. So what that does is that it allows them see through what the thinking was. It gets them involved in it, because the best salespeople sell from their hearts and not from their head, right? And that's when the small talk gels, because this thing is very difficult. And Anita spoke about how small talk, like this small talk thing, like you could say it and it works, you could say it and it might not work. It's like toasting women. You know, a line that might work on one lady, another lady should go and tell her friends, that guy is just a dead guy. And we need to be able to understand that as well. That is really difficult, like just walking up to someone and just saying certain type of stuff to try and get a conversation going. Sometimes it would work, sometimes it won't work. And you know, but I'm really happy that we've got to do this session, and we should do more. Thank you, RevStar, for giving me the opportunity to moderate this one. And everyone, I wish you a happy holiday.
Because I'm not sure people saw. Bring back charm. Like salespeople used to be charming, and salespeople used to like wine and dine you. I'm so sorry. Even if you were like the poorest person in the books, there's people buying products. When you're doing
there used to be a budget for these things now.
There used to be a budget.
It's because you know why that. Let me tell you. You know why one of the reasons why the budget has decreased significantly is that people were using it for shit. That people will come to you to approve expenses. That it was just them taking their
girlfriends out.
Can we be real?
They need to feel good too now. Girlfriends need to know what it feels like now.
Bring back charm. Like salespeople used to.
Anita, when next time you're in Lagos, let me give you some charm.
Dayo, please. Excuse me. Bye.
We are not talking about the time of Ojuju. We're talking about
charm. That's what I'm going to be like. Salespeople used to be really charming. And they used to do this thing where you really felt like if you were not using this thing, guys, too many things. But bye.
You need to weaponize FOMO, fear of losing out. I mean, that's very key.
It's very easy. Yeah. It's very easy. Go if you use a good one now.
Excuse me, I closed a 50 million naira deal with it. What are you saying? I beg. How do you think your guys are doing it? And I'm not even in sales. Please, I put my money where my mouth is, and Anita has done the same. So you can't rubbish us. We've done it. We've been there. Done that. Anita, am I lying?
You're not lying, but these salespeople, according to them, they are suffering the most. Salespeople have savior complex.
We are suffering. Give us money. Let us set our target.
They will bring in half of their targets and they'll get celebrated, just like God will say.
Don't mind them. When they are chasing you for commission today, they forget anything.
Let's have a year where there's no targets.
Anita, go door to door now. Be looking for sales. Easy.
Both of you to assume that I have not gone door to door before. Both of you to actually assume, please.
Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining. This has been really beautiful. And RevStar has a survey out. Please fill it up. So it's basically a survey about revenue people. It's not long. It's very short. I've just filled it myself. Please fill it up. And thank you so much, everyone. We'll continue the goes on the group chat. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
All right, bye everybody. Take care and have a rest of the day.
Bye everyone.
Bye.